Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got another round of Heated Rivalry Recs for you. Alright, so today we've got a part 2 to my Heated Rivalry Recs, which I'll leave the first one linked up above. Today's Recs are going to be a little bit more detailed and probably a little bit more across the board for different aspects of Heated Rivalry. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. Alright, so first up, if you really liked the cozy aspects of the cottage episode, I would highly recommend Ice and Sweet. So it's not the same like ship dynamics as Shane and Ilya, but this is following two characters who were kind of friends and had like mutual crushes on each other, but like nothing ever really lined up for them. So they are reconnecting at a friend's wedding. So one is a former boy bander turned Broadway star, and the other is a former actor turned baker, and he's making the cake for the wedding couple. And the couple is like a mutual friend and who's also in a boy band. The wedding couple has been like trying to push these two subtly together, and this wedding is taking place at Christmas time, and they get snowed into their hotel over the course of the wedding, and like they get to reconnect in a snowstorm, and it's very, very cozy and sweet, and it's set in the UK countryside, and it definitely has a lot of really sweet, cozy vibes, especially if you really liked the cottage episode of Heated Rivalry. Next up, if you liked the enemies to lovers aspect of Heated Rivalry, I would like to recommend All Hail the Underdogs. This one is a YA hockey romance. This is following Rome, who grew up very, very poor in New England as a lobster harvesting family, and it's also following Damien, who grew up very, very privileged, and they end up meeting at a boarding school that's known for its hockey program and turning out NHL All-Stars. These two butt heads almost immediately as soon as they meet, and it goes from like enemies to lovers to kind of like a situationship to lovers, and it's them bonding over hockey and also figuring out that there's a lot of things that both of them need to work out because there's economic difficulties as well as family difficulties that they're both having, but also working through together. And it's really, really sweet, especially if you're looking for like hockey romance, but maybe YA-ish or like new adult. This is one that I would highly, highly recommend. It's also got a really, really, really great queer friendship group in it. And again, highly recommend. All right, so next up, if you liked the secret relationship with a hockey player and just trying to keep things on the down low, I would highly recommend On the Ice. This is the first book in the Stickside series, and this one has demisexual rep in it and bisexual rep in it, and it's following Mitch Grayson, who is on a college hockey team, and it's also following Alex, who is an NHL player who is injured and who is out on an injury, but also he is taking care of a very sick grandfather who has dementia, I think, and like going and visiting him at his care facility, and is also a guest lecturer at Mitch's college. And they hit it off, and like it's not a great first meeting, and Mitch is very annoying and very persistent and like, hey, I like you, and Alex is very open about his demisexuality and being like, I'm definitely not interested in like a relationship, but maybe we can be friends first. And it just kind of devolves from there, and I love them. And if you like that Ilya pops up so much throughout the other books in the Game Changer series, you'll love Alex and Mitch because they do the same thing through their series. They're so, so sweet, and it's one that I would highly, highly recommend, especially if you're in that Game Changers hangover. This is an entire series that I would recommend going for after that. Next up, if you're looking for a college hockey romance that is maybe a little on the darker side and maybe just slightly psychotic, I would recommend Brutal Titan. This is following two college hockey players for different colleges, and they've kind of had a beef with each other for, you know, their entire time at college. And one night something happens, and they just kind of bond over beating up assholes in parking lots, and it's a double bisexual awakening for them, and like it's so sweet but also just a slightly psychotic romance, and it's definitely like an enemies to lovers with like ties to the Russian mafia. It's a very wonderful out there and unhinged series, and I think you'll really like it if you like the enemies to lovers but also college rivals. This is one to go for. And last but not least, if you like the autism rep in Shane in Heated Rivalry, but you also really like a dark romance, may I recommend Psycho. This is the second book in the Necessary Evil series. You can read them in any order. It's best if you read them in publication order, but you can read them in any order. This is following August Mulvaney, who is the son of a billionaire who kind of adopted 7 psychopaths and is like raising them. So August Mulvaney is autistic, but also he is a professor of mathematics at a university. This is also following Lucas Blackwell, who is a former FBI agent who has kind of a clairvoyant power that he can see things that have happened when he touches objects. And Lucas was kicked out of the FBI because he thought one of his superiors was a serial killer, and like now that superior is stalking him and threatening him. And August and Lucas end up meeting at this college because they are both professors there, and like August is immediately smitten. And like I said, it's a little bit of a psychotic romance. It's very dark, but also one that I would highly recommend if you liked the autism rep in Heated Rivalry. So those are some of my recommendations if you liked Heated Rivalry and like different aspects of Heated Rivalry. So what are some books you guys would recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.